I believe that we are feeding through to the people right now, or we should be. If there's any audio issues or anything like that, let us know. We'll be standing by to hear it. Hold on,
We won't care, but we'll be standing by.
It's already starting. It's already starting. So, the number one thing I want to remind everyone to do, go to hankstrange.com, sign up for the email list. Very important. There you can see all the different ways that you can support us, all the different places that you can find us out on the internet, all the different things that we're doing. So please go there. We do, with the email list, Lola sends out deals. There's also deals on the website at all times, so go check that out. Big thanks to Franklin Armory for sponsoring the podcast tonight and every other night, to be frank with you. Get it? Get the joke? Franklin? Okay, whatever. So
oh God.
You need to spice things up a bit. Come on.
The new 22 trigger is out, so you guys can go check that out. I believe they might be sold out already, but they're going to be cranking those out, making more of them. I also want to do a shout out to my friend Johnny B at Shall Not Comply. He sent me this very nice shirt.
Bound.
There you go. Very nice shirt. It's got a VW van on it. See, he was thinking about me, Johnny B. You guys, on the other hand, you don't think about me, Walter.
Only when I'm touching myself.
Yeah.
He goes.
You said that out loud, just in case.
Wait
if
till
you're
it hits your brain, and then he went.
If you're wondering, Patrick, you did actually say that out loud.
No,
I just love the reaction. Yeah. Wait, no.
No comment.
Boy, oh boy, this. I don't know why.
They're stupid.
Yeah, Richard, absolutely. I don't even know why. Lola warned me about this last night when we decided that all of you guys were going to be on the same show together.
Yeah, this is the first.
I guess.
This is how first.
Yeah.
Bite me, bitch.
Oh boy. Yeah. So anyway, I guess we're doing this. Even though if the world burns down, it burns down. What can I say? Okay, let's jump into it. Let me see if my opening thing here. There you go. Boom!
Strange situation.
That's right. Make sure you guys subscribe, thumbs up, ring the bell so you can be notified every time we go live. Can we see jazz hands, people? Come on with the jazz hands. There you go. It's a 4x4. It's a 4x4 going on tonight. I hope you guys have your big girl panties on. Heed the warning. If I have to explain what big girl panties mean, babyface P, what does it mean?
Just don't complain, because we're going to hear our opinions on dumb crap, and that's how it is.
Suck it up, buttercup.
That's it.
Hank, I only got my bloomers on.
Oh, well, that's good enough. All right, so this is episode 592 of the Who Moved My Freedom podcast. Our guest tonight, you heard him right there, Richard Hoffman of BWE Firearms is joining us. We also have Walter Keller of Safety Harbor Firearms joining us. We have Babyface P of only in his whatever he was talking about, Firearms.
All you can see is his hat.
Yeah.
He's not to show off anything.
Okay, too late for that, Babyface P. Remember, it's a 4 square here. We can see a lot more. So there you go. Whatever you're playing with there, just behave yourself.
It's perfectly fine. It is not a firearm, but it is engraved with the word Colt.
The prancing pony on it.
Yeah, there you go. All right, so there we go. So tonight we decided for some crazy reason that I guess Walter was saying that he never actually was on the show with Richard.
That's right.
Of BWE. So we've got probably
a hell of a show ahead of us.
Yeah. Something. I hope I'm praying for the best. That's all I can say. That's all I can say.
I'll just give that shit up.
Yeah. When Babyface is the voice of reason, then you know that things are probably not going to go that well. But we're here. We're doing this. Shout out to everyone who's here joining us. Smash the thumbs ups, guys. We appreciate that. Walter, is that my skull bottle opener that you're showing off there? Is that
my significant other brought it back for me from New Orleans.
Oh, very nice, very nice. I like it.
You ever start collecting something and it just kind of happens?
Mm-hmm.
You don't really intend to collect things, but You just end up. I kind of collect unique bottle openers. So
Oh, cool.
whenever I see something like this, or,
Yeah,
or
that's a
she
cool
sees
one.
it, she buys it. Yes.
Yeah, that's nice. You can also
that.
use it as a projectile weapon in an
I like that.
apocalypse.
That's nice because Hank loves Skull, so that means I kind of want that. Yeah.
Yeah. There's two, right? I'm assuming there's two. I'm assuming this is one.
Not this time. Not this time.
No, I think
I'm just
Peggy.
gonna go on eBay.
I think,
No, I'm gonna go on Wish.com. I'm gonna search for the word skull, and the first thing that comes up, I'm gonna get shipped to you.
oh, jeez.
I don't know what it is, but
We'll find that big rubber, that latex
No,
thing with the
don't
big
do it. Don't
skull
do it.
on the head of it.
Don't do
Yeah, I
it.
didn't even say the word either.
Yeah, we don't know.
boy. Oh boy. So listen, there's so much. Yeah, there's so much going on here. I don't know. This is probably going to be pretty chaotic. First thing that I want to remind everyone to do, check this out. You can look at it while you're watching us here. You know, you can look at it. But we did put out the video shooting the SHF 50 at Watermelon Suppressed. That video's out there. It's on the regular channel, Hank Strange. You guys can find
That is
it
so
there.
racist.
Watermelonist?
Yeah. Why you say that?
That's racist.
We're just starting early.
Yeah. We'll get to that. So anyway, I'm gonna give you guys a little brief snippet. Look at that slow-mo right there. That's pretty awesome.
That I didn't see the other one. The 4 watermelon snippet's pretty good too.
Yeah.
The slow mo and if you notice it penetrates the first one clean, but when it hits the second one, it just freaking boom.
Yeah, it's basically it was going up. It was going up. So you guys could check that video out on the Hank Strange channel. By the way, you know, I'm over 99,000 subscribers.
So what are we giving away for 100?
Hank Strange. Oh, we could give away something. I've got a shotgun with a Hank Strange logo on there that we can
A date with Hank Strange. You have to pay for everything though.
A date with me. I don't think you want.
He doesn't eat pork, so you can't take him to barbecue.
Yeah.
Couldn't give away baby face.
He didn't even touch the watermelon either. So
Yeah.
like, come on, man. But he's scared of lead, so that's why.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not gonna eat that watermelon like Babyface. Do I look
ate
crazy
some,
to
but it
you?
wasn't
Like, oh, you did? You did that on the sneak. We saw Babyface obviously did it.
Yeah, he didn't
But,
see me do that.
Yeah. So, a date with me. Basically, we can start at a Ferrari dealership. Plus,
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Pick up the ride. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, listen. Go check out the video. I'm at 99,000 on YouTube/Hank Strange. Approaching 100,000.
Wait, what? How?
99,000.
I think it's
How far
something around 99,400, something like that. Something like that. It's getting there. It's getting there. I appreciate all of the folks out there who are subscribed. You know, if you're not, you can go subscribe right now. While you go over there, subscribe to Babyface P, subscribe to Mower Death and Safety Harbor Firearms, and BWE. You've got a YouTube channel, right?
Yes, I do.
Yes. There you go. So appreciate everyone. I probably will give something away. Patrick and I were talking about that. I know we've got one of those SKOs from Standard that has my logo on there, and maybe we'll get Walter to do some modifications.
Oh, here again on my lap.
What are we
Walter.
modifying on
Yeah,
it?
Walter. I don't know. We'll do, or maybe we'll just give it away because there's two
It's
of
already
them.
got your logo.
What
two
do you
of
want,
them.
Walter? Paint it red?
There's
Is that what you
two of
want
them
to
with my logo on it. Maybe I'll just
Paint
get
it
you.
black.
I'll get you, Walter, to take care of mine.
Super.
Just as
Vanta
my
black. We gotta
celebration.
paint it
No.
Vanta black.
I
so
want
you can't
gold.
Even see it.
I want gold.
Can I just touch
I
it?
want a
There'll be enough
dictator.
modifications to it.
Yeah, there you go.
No,
Walter
no.
touched it.
That's not good enough. I want the
What do you
gold
touch it
treatment.
with?
Oh boy.
Oh no, we're back.
Yeah,
How often
we don't
will this conversation revolve around peppers?
I don't know. I don't know.
Just go keep. We're twice now, maybe 3 times, but we'll
I'll
see
be
how
back in
quick.
just a second.
Yeah. So I'm thinking gold. Rich, what do you think? You know, dipped in gold can't get any better than that. Just gold
Wow.
dip it.
Just wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Pimp my gun.
Yeah.
Are you gonna get one of them big pimp hats and
Um,
a big platform sole shoes with the goldfish in them?
No.
I could see it.
Oh man.
No. I wouldn't mind having a pair of those shoes, but I'm not gonna wear them.
You gotta feed the fish, or just get new ones every.
Yeah, I don't know how they get the fish in and out of there or feed the fish. That whole thing will keep me awake at night. Just trying to figure out.
Well, you could do what I did and just put slices of orange in there. It kind of looks like a fish.
So wait a second. So you're saying, Richard, you actually had these shoes?
No, I wish I did.
Yeah. Don't lie. Don't lie.
Wish.com. Here I come. I'm already buying a skull something.
Yeah.
Guess I'm buying some platform shoes as well.
Hip shoe.
Yeah. Well, the thing is he said you could do what I did. I distinctly heard you could do what I did. So, you know what, Patrick? I've always had a feeling that Richard was a pimp in his younger days.
That's right. That's how he hit away.
Yeah.
Started his business with pimp money.
Yeah. So what was that? What are you saying, Rich?
I wasn't very successful at it.
Oh, okay. Well,
I had to keep paying the women to have sex with me.
Yeah. Well, see, that's your first mistake. That's not how it works.
You can't get high on your own.
That's not how it works. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Listen. If you wanna find out about the pimp game, you're gonna have to go watch Pimps Up, Hoes Down. We're not gonna get into it.
We're back
tonight.
to this.
We're not gonna get into it tonight. Let's see here. I don't know what happened to Walter, where Walter went off to, but
please, Walter, come back in a pimp's outfit.
Oh gosh,
I would lose it.
I really, really, really hope not. But that's not the plan that Walter has going on here. Let's see. Let's look at his window. I'll throw his window up here on the screen. I don't know where he's off to, but I'll leave it there so everyone can see it. CB says, "Pimpin' ain't easy." So there you go. So let's see. A lot of stuff. Camp David, I'm going to try to get some questions in here. It says, is PSA dropping further effort on the MP5 clone? Not to my knowledge.
I believe it's the end of the year was their goal.
Yeah.
And last we heard it, they were still on track for it.
Yeah. I mean, I think, they've always said towards the end of the year is the projection. Right now, from SHOT Show, they announced, how many guns did they announce at SHOT Show?
Too many.
Yeah. I mean, AKs alone was at least 10 AKs, I think. Right? Well, so at least 5. Let's say, just being serious, I think they at least announced 5, which some of those already came out. Some are in the process of coming out, and then there's a whole bunch of other guns. So, to my knowledge, they're still developing all of that, and we should be able to see it. I hope so. Let's see what else. Lawrence Lerwick says only pimp here is Hank. No.
And I guess I lost the bet. Walter didn't come back.
Didn't come back with a pimp hat.
Yeah. What happened to your? We thought. Where did you go, Walter? What was all that drama about? Where did you go?
What drama? Chicken enchiladas done.
Oh, that sounds you had to go get your own food? You lost your Friday. You lost your Friday, I see.
This time, yes. I had to get my own food.
Yeah. Oh, man, that's so sad.
I get my butt pinched, though, so that's good.
Oh, well, hey, I mean, depends who was doing it, but okay, that's good.
Well, I mean, love the one you're with, isn't that the song, how the way it goes, man?
Yeah.
Walter reached around and pinched himself.
Yeah, absolutely. So so let's see, Richard, you haven't been on in a while. What's been going on with you? Let's check in with you here before everything goes off the rails. What have you been up to?
On?
Yeah. What's the last time?
Working.
Working?
Just working. Making parts.
Staying busy.
Gunsmithing.
Did you ever finish? Did you ever fix Military Arms channels?
I'm trying to get that wonderful piece of equipment working.
What was that you were working on again? Was that a Swedish K?
Semi-auto MK760.
Oh, MK760. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
horrible guns.
All right. Is it coming along? Is it?
Yeah, it's coming along.
Okay.
I've got to do some stuff to it because I don't have any replacement parts.
Oh, you got to make them? Uh-huh.
Well, I've got to do some welding on the bolt, but I'm not real happy about it.
Oh, okay.
So
That's a tricky
I'm
thing to
trying
weld on.
trying to find a spare bolt before I weld on a spare bolt before I start welding on them.
On his.
On his.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know how that is, Walter.
Yeah.
So I found this website. I did a MK760 bolt search, and there's this website here of a guy that does repairs on it. BWE Firearms, Smith & Wesson 76, MK760.
Yeah, he's an ass.
Has the knowledge to weld on that for you. So I'd say just call him up. I can give you your phone number.
Yeah, people like sometimes they ask you to do stuff, and there's stuff I haven't done, to be honest with you. I don't do that often, and if I'm gonna do it, I'll do it on mine. I don't want to break your part or break your barrel and have to buy you a brand new barrel. So you know, it's like I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, shout out to Alaskan Ballistics. I see him there. Alaskan Ballistics, you had a baby, I think. Congratulations. Unless that was someone else's baby. I have a feeling I was going through the IGs today, and Alaskan Ballistics had a baby, but I could be wrong.
Wasn't he the one asking for us to name it or something last night?
Yeah. Oh, really? Oh,
yeah. He was the one asking for us to name it after a gun. Remember?
Oh, I say just name your baby Hank Strange Ballistics.
Strange Ballistics.
That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. Babyface is going to do that. His firstborn's going to be named after me. So, see, he's nodding right now. Evidence.
You're going to take it to court. He said he would!
What's that, Walt?
Did we touch Bubba Wallace yet?
Okay, so you want to talk about okay, well, okay, no, we're here. Let's talk about it. What you...
No, we're here.
Let's do it.
Chris.
Go ahead.
It's been brought up in the chat.
Right. Go ahead.
It doesn't matter whether it's real or not. It's the feeling.
So let's give some people some background on that. You know, first of all, so yesterday I think did this come out yesterday or over the weekend? Maybe over the weekend. I didn't dig deep into it, but Bubba Wallace, NASCAR driver who is also a black guy, supposedly found a noose in his garage at the NASCAR thing. That's what I heard about it. What do you guys know about it before we get into it? I know there's further news on that.
Yeah.
So did you guys hear anything about this before this news?
No. Well, yeah. I heard that he found a noose, and then everybody jumped on it, going, "Oh man, look, we even."
And they had a big stand-up walking support.
Oh yeah, they had to walk through the pit road.
Didn't they burn down another city or something?
Probably.
I don't know. So here's the news that came out. So first of all, someone was asking about this yesterday. I didn't talk about it. Don't know enough about it. I'm not really into NASCAR. Although I'm into cars, the only time I've been into NASCAR is when I've been on a NASCAR track, which was one time in my life. I actually had the opportunity to drive my car around Talladega, which was cool. Awesome.
That's awesome.
Washington Post now, as of 11 minutes ago, just wrote this article. FBI, no crime committed in Bubba Wallace garage stall. Noose was there since October.
Yeah, it says noose found in Bubba Wallace's garage was there since 2019. No charges to be pursued. They saw video of it, and they're saying it's completely random that that he got that garage stall or whatever it is, and that thing was there. There's no.
Yeah, it was the pull down for the door.
Yeah,
that's what I've been hearing. So I've heard that, and then I've heard no, not that. It's definitely not that. People are racist. So not sure, but the FBI is now saying no. It's all wrong.
Yeah,
none of it's true.
So, listen. First of all, let me do this. Let me do the shout out. Flying Rich. He gave us $2. He says, "Richard, my favorite family counselor." There you go. I don't know what that means. I don't know if I want to know what that means. So, yeah. Okay. So opinions. I'll let you guys give your opinions on that. Whoever wants to jump in there.
Being overly
Walter,
sensitive.
you seemed pretty excited to give an opinion of that.
Well, I mean, it's the same old thing again.
Mm-hmm.
And oh my God. Oh,
Fake news.
But you know what? It doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
They accomplished what they wanted to accomplish.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and that's what's important to certain people. Not the truth, not the facts, but the feeling. And you must feel.
Yeah.
And feelings will get you shot. So
yeah. So Brian Quick says it does matter if it's real. False accusations or fake hate crimes only erode our already tax system. Bubba should be prosecuted and do prison time. I don't know enough about this thing to say all that. I don't know if he's even the one who reported it or if someone else found that and reported it. Could it have been real? Could someone have done something racist or left an epitaph or something like that in his thing? Absolutely. Let's not act like we live in a world where people don't do dumb shit like that. And in this case, if it's not real and they overreacted, okay, they overreacted.
I'm going to be on the devil's advocate here and say it is far less prevalent than the media wants you to believe.
Oh, yeah.
The media wants you to think that there are racist hate crimes happening every single day.
Every day, everywhere, and it's not happening.
Far less prevalent than that.
Yeah, I think that what we should do is not get distracted by things like this and deal with the things out there that are more serious that we could deal with. And at the same time, look, mistakes can be made. People can misinterpret things. When there's a lot of things going on in the world and everyone's getting excited about this thing or that thing, someone could see something and go, okay, and then get all crazy and get excited. I don't know if we should necessarily jump to the let's go put this guy in, let's lock him up. I don't think this is like Juicy Smollett, in my personal opinion, who deliberately went out of his way to manufacture something that wasn't real and really set everyone off. I don't know how many resources, maybe the FBI obviously got involved in this, and I'm sure NASCAR security and a bunch of other people were involved in it, but I don't know if it really rises to the level.
Why is the FBI involved with it?
Listen.
Why? Come on.
Maybe. Look,
we are so sensitive about everything.
You know why maybe the FBI is involved in it? So whatever conclusion they come to, we can all go, okay, this is the FBI. They found out there's nothing there. Let's move on.
Well, no, you're not going to believe anybody else then.
I don't know. No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that I'm not going to believe anyone
why do we
else.
spend
But maybe
the
there's people who wouldn't, because there's always going to be someone who, like, let's forget about what side we're on or not on or whatever, right? There's always going to be someone that says, oh, I don't believe that. So let's say they came out and found out that it was real and someone at NASCAR or someone did that and put that thing there. There'll be someone, oh, it's not real. Let's say they come out as they have here and said this is not really a thing. That thing's been around there for a long time. It's benign. It's not a big deal. There's going to be people going, oh, this is not real. So maybe if the FBI adds some validity to that and then we can move on from it, I don't think anything happened there or anyone accused anyone of something really horrible happening there that we have to like now start locking people up, right?
I think the FBI is trying to keep a city from being burned down.
Probably.
This whole burning down shit's gonna come to a drastic end here pretty soon too. So because people are just.
Rick says so. All believe the FBI now. Just asking, laugh out loud. No. I'm just like why?
Ask Trump about the FBI.
Yeah.
We asked the question: why is the FBI involved? I mean, that's the rational answer to why the FBI is involved.
Because then if the FBI said it's good, then it's good, right?
Because I think that when something gets this much attention, right, and something needs to be listen, is that not rational?
It's a one-way street, my friend. It's a one-way street.
Oh, okay.
Hate crimes go one way in this country.
Yes,
Boom.
There's no such thing as a.
There's no such thing as a white hate crime.
Yes, black and white hate crime.
Why do we have?
I can't argue that. I mean, it shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be that way. That's just an unfortunate.
We all know
reality,
that,
like a lot of other unfortunate
what's
realities.
The reality of things? Unless you're, and this is maybe get turned off. Mm-hmm. Unless you're black or you're Jewish, there's no such thing as a hate crime.
He called out the wrong group.
Well, it's the truth. No,
it is.
And those two don't even.
So Walter, technically there is, but there's lots of unfair things that happen in life. Some of them are unfair against you, and some of them are unfair against other people. So let's be let's
do it equally then.
let's be honest about that. If a little cute black baby girl disappears in America, no one gives a crap. If a little cute blonde blue-eyed baby girl disappears, everybody and their mama knows about it and cares about it. Hey, that's unfortunate. That's just one of the ways that things go, right?
Nobody cares about all the.
Chicago.
Yeah, nobody cares about all the people getting shot in Chicago.
And that ain't nothing but just good old-fashioned murders. Nobody gives a shit.
But at the same time, if let's say we're all driving separate cars, and all of us get pulled over at the same time, one of us is probably going to feel a little bit more anxiety than the other people.
I don't know about you,
that's
but
just
when I'm riding around,
just a reality.
I don't like to get pulled over ever.
Oh.
So,
I hate cops.
A lot of times I'm riding around. If I was riding around back from your house or going to your house, and I got pulled over, you think there's a little anxiety? Yes or no? Be truthful.
I'm sure there's a little.
Oh, Mr. Keller, do you have any guns in your car?
Yes.
The whole fucking thing is full of guns.
Hey, Walter.
I'm not going to lie.
You do what I do. When they say, "Are there any guns in your car?" You just look at them and say, "I don't know, probably."
Yeah, it's pretty much. I have to think about
What
it.
do you mean? I don't know, probably.
No, I'm just going to say, hey, the whole fucking back's full of guns.
Yeah.
And see what the response is.
Yeah.
So,
listen.
But anyways, what I'm saying is, there's right now and when you were a kid, everybody when they're kids makes a noose. When you get a piece of rope, you learn how to tie a noose. It's not because you want to hang somebody.
For sure.
It's not because you want to hang somebody. You just want to do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Is that racist? And we've tied
I don't think so.
The only people in the world that have ever been hanged are not blacks, by the way. Anyways.
We used that was the standard execution in Tampa back in they still did it up through my grandparents' age. Like my grandmother remembers as a kid going to West Tampa where they had like the gallows and they would hang. They hung criminals there. Yep.
Yeah. And I guarantee you there was a lot more white folk that got hung than black folk.
There's countries.
I know there's this feeling about the noose. The noose is a symbol.
Listen. Okay, yes, that's true. There's people that have anxieties about that or whatever. At the same time, there's people and places in the world today where they still hang people. Even though there's lots of organizations, I guess, that have said that's inhumane. There's still hangings. There's still firing squads.
Hangings are when the hanging's done properly, it's not very inhumane. It happens really quickly. When it's done properly,
snap, you're dead.
Yep.
Yeah. When you bounce a little while, then it's not the best.
When they choke you to death, that's when it's inhumane.
But nevertheless, I think we said the big girl panties every time, and the people they got to get a set because you're never going to get over this shit unless you learn how to just say, oh well, what the fuck.
Yeah. Right? At the same time, would you say that the world is fair or unfair?
It's never going to be fair.
Yeah, it's not fair.
Okay.
And what's fair to me is not fair to you or fair to somebody else.
It's always going to be unbalanced. Right.
And that's the way the world works.
Yes, and there's things you care about and things you don't care about, and things like if so. For example, the way that I feel about this right now is the way I felt about it yesterday or the day before, and I think someone asked on the chat yesterday about this specific NASCAR issue. Is that I'm not really super concerned with it or paying a lot of attention to it, right? One way or the other. So now let's say, okay, so it went this way, and there's gonna be people like, oh my God, yeah, this is, they're celebrating that this is another hoax or whatever. Yeah. Or there's people out there that are something like, oh yeah, this is just more proof that they're racist. So when I look at this particular thing, I think really it just doesn't rise to the level like I should get all crazy and whatever about it. So
petty.
Yeah, I just don't think. Yeah, I just don't think.
Put your big girl panties on and get racing.
Yeah, if there were, so for example, let's say there was some kind of racism or something like that at NASCAR or behind NASCAR or whatever, which they could be. There could have been a lot in the past. There might be less today. All right, let's say that there was, and someone did something like this. Just like how the FBI could go rewind the videotapes to frickin' September 2019.
I was gonna say something. All those buildings, all those garages, all have video cameras in them.
Everything, everywhere.
Every one of them. Now let's go back. What if somebody of color made that noose and put it up there, just to joke around, you know? And they do that. They do that. You know.
Does anybody know if it was a noose?
Yeah, it could. What is a noose? One person's noose is another person's slip knot.
Yeah.
So
there's lots of ways. I could tell you something. So I'll tell you guys this story just to show you like how I look at all these things personally. The other night when we when Lola and I got back home, there was some paracord on the sofa.
You better watch out, Hank.
There was some paracord on the sofa. It had a bunch of knots in it, and there was like a noose there. You know, so basically, like what you're saying, Walter, just not like so that there's obviously different kinds of nooses, right? And the symbolic noose that everyone gets crazy about is a noose that's a functional noose, but then has the wraparound, right? Like you see in a hangsman's noose. This was not that. This was just like the loop or whatever, and I saw it there, and I was asking. One of my sons wasn't there, the other one was home. I was like, what the hell is this nonsense? Who tied this thing up and left it here or whatever? And then I didn't think anything about it. I just took it and put it away somewhere or whatever. It was just weird to me, right? I don't usually see like paracord just laying out there, and I was like, what is this? I wasn't messing around with the paracord. But I didn't realize that I guess one of the boys told the other one by phone, what's up with this thing? Dad saw this thing over here. And then so the one that was out, he was the one who did that and left it, and he texted everyone, was like, oh, I apologize.
I ain't coming home.
He apologized. He was like, I apologize. I didn't mean anything by that. I was just playing with that thing.
Yeah,
and the point I'm trying to make to you is I wasn't freaking out or anything. I was just like, oh, this is something out of place. What's up with this? Right? It's just like if you went home and you saw something out of place that you usually don't see, and you were just like, hey, who left this here? And that's what I told him. I was like, hey, it's no big deal. I just saw this thing here, and I was wondering, like, what happened here? Where did this paracord? Like, I haven't seen paracord around my house in a long time. I used to wear paracord bracelets all the time, if anyone remembers.
Go back to his old
I used to wear like 3 or 4.
Back 2010, 2012, when that was like a popular thing?
Yeah. So, I mean, here's what I'm trying to say to you. Yes, you're right. It's not a big deal. Nooses are not a big deal. They're functional things. There's all this kind of stuff. To some people, it is a big deal. Some people get all crazy. With everything going on in America, this became a thing. Maybe someone in this guy's crew saw this thing, freaked out. It blew up, became a whole thing. Then they started investigating and all of that. And thankfully, at the end of the day, it was no big deal, and no one set it up. So far as like the FBI is saying for attention or whatever, it was just a misunderstanding, and this is why we all need to approach everything with balance.
So here we go. Why didn't they take a look at it closer before they turned it into an event? It was used as an event.
Someone leaked it.
If you suspected somebody of stealing your stuff or messing with your stuff, wouldn't you look into it a little bit more before you went to their house and accused them of stealing your stuff?
I think I would. I would try to find out more info. But do we live in that world today? Everyone just jumps to conclusions, including us.
What I'm getting to. Why?
When they get assigned that garage, because they're assigned a garage. I can't believe that the racetrack doesn't say, here's the piece of paper, go in, make notes of anything that's broken, anything that's wrong.
An inspection.
An inspection. And then turn it back into the office so, when you move out, we can go through and inspect and charge the shit out of you for stuff.
Well, the minibar got raided.
Yeah. I wasn't caught then.
I would suspect that someone somewhere in somebody's camp saw an opportunity
to totally
overreact.
It's the stage.
Yeah. And what I'm saying is, look, Walter, you're right. All of us, when something happens, we should try to slow down and process what's happening.
When something's going weird, I sometimes just got to back up a little and go, wait a minute, okay, what's going on? Did somebody take my stuff, or did I misplace my stuff?
Yeah.
It's 9 times out of 10, I've misplaced my stuff, right?
Yeah.
Before I go accusing people of taking my stuff.
Listen,
and creating
Walter,
all
I think we all fly off the handle. Did you just not see the video that I posted with not all of us, because Rich unfortunately wasn't there because you guys refused to invite him, even though I was like, hey, but anyway,
my house, it's not my house.
Anyway, listen, go back. If you go back and look at that video, Walter, do you remember what happened in that video? There was something.
Oh, the firing pin?
Yeah, the firing pin thing happened in that video. And I left it in there for a reason, because
that's life in the big city.
Right? Yeah. So when the gun went click, right? The first thought that I thought was, oh, I bet you Walter left the firing pin out, which you were probably thinking at the same time, because it happened, right? It happened.
I had to put all those together before I came up there on Friday.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. Like we've gone through this so much. You know, going to SHOT Show, going to this show, taking this thing out, putting it back in.
All the rest of my MPXs and half the stuff in the safe that I take to SHOT still don't have the firing pins back in.
Yeah. So this is part of the business. This is part of like what we all do. It's not really a big deal. So now, when you walked away to go fix the thing, you thought I was talking bad about you, didn't you?
Oh, you were just doing like you normally do.
Yeah. What? I normally talk bad about you?
Well, I mean, just like, oh, here we go again. You know, you're capitalizing on a situation. That's fine. I don't understand.
I wasn't talking bad about you. I was just like, hey, this. When you looked at the video, did you see what I actually said? Because when you came back, you were mad.
I wasn't mad. I was frustrated with myself. I wasn't.
I'm pretty sure you were, and that's what I was saying. Like, you know, this happens. I was mad because
I had to expend energy to walk up and put that fire and turn around and walk back. And and you said, oh, it's not too hot out. A little bit later, it was hot as out there.
Yeah.
So that's why it was all sweaty.
Yeah.
Because it was, and you melted at 3 o'clock.
You guys need to take a note from me. And when I start getting overheated and go, I'm ready to go home, cut it for the day. I am the litmus test for it being too hot out there, because I'm the first one to go.
I was frustrated because I was going to bring 3 shirts with me so I could change my shirt every once in a while.
You forgot your shirt.
And I left them at home, so I was aggravated with that.
You know, you kind of look like you sweated a Superman S on your chest almost.
No,
what's the diamond?
Right there. There's a space right there, so there's no contact. You know?
Yeah.
That's like Tony Stark's got his thing right there. I'm missing my thing right there in the middle. So,
But listen, this is all par for the course when we make videos. When I was making that video, the camera that was my camera that was looking at so I had 2 cameras looking at the 4 watermelons. One was doing slow-mo, which was my phone. That was fine. The other one that was doing regular footage, the battery died. Thankfully, you had another camera there that was shooting footage. Babyface decided he wasn't doing any kind of work, so he didn't bring anything. He just brought the laugh. That's it.
That's it. That's all you need from me. Come on. I deserve some big bucks for that.
That happens in every video like that. There's always somebody in the background that just gives this deep, like, loud belly laugh.
Belly laugh, yep.
Yeah, you can't help it when things go. But listen, this is just how stuff goes. So I think in this case, what I'm saying to you, there are stuff that I think, like the whole thing with Jussie Smollett, that is crazy, and I can't believe that. What are we, like a year or 2 years after that?
It's still going on.
Yeah, that still hasn't been settled, and that's a pretty bad thing on that guy's part. That was pretty deliberate. In this particular thing, it was if this is all it was, if there wasn't anyone there being racist or trying to intimidate this guy or whatever it was, and it was just a misunderstanding, then I think we should just all go. Hopefully, everyone learns a lesson. And we just go, let's move on. Probably their lesson's going to be no rope allowed anywhere.
Oh, God. See, that's the thing that gets me, too. It's like...
Overreacting now?
Yeah, right. Something like that. It's like, okay, well, now we have to have doors that you can't touch.
You have to have a guy walk around and check everywhere.
Yeah, you got to hire somebody, some union thug, to walk around and open and close the doors. You know, it's like, come on, be adults, act like adults. You know, if they found somebody that did something like that, fire his ass and kick him out. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
But if not, then move along, race, get in the fucking cars and race.
Yeah.
You know,
I honestly didn't even know there were any black race car drivers in NASCAR. There's probably a few for all I know, but I didn't, you know.
I think there's one.
You know, typically, okay, here we go. Race car drivers. You start when you're young, like racing go-karts. Then they move up into different scrapes and different stock cars and the different, and then they end up NASCAR for stock car driving is the creme of la creme, like an Indy car going to driving an Indianapolis 500. You know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's how that works. So it's not a sport for. I mean, everybody can participate.
Are you trying to say it's not a broke sport? Go ahead, spit it out.
Well, it's
broke sport.
A broke sport?
It's true.
Yeah, you gotta have.
You
gotta have money.
It takes money to
like
race cars.
Yeah.
You want to start racing go-karts, and it's not something that, and if you don't excel, then you don't go.
I think a lot of sports are expensive to really. I mean, obviously, there's certain sports in America that I see that people of color are able to excel at. You know, maybe those things are cheaper to get into, like play basketball, play football,
Running.
and stuff like that.
Track.
Those kinds of things. If you look at like the Williams sisters, that tennis was a very expensive sport, but their dad had money. Same thing with Tiger Woods. His dad had money.
They started young, and Tiger Woods started when he was a young kid. So,
Yep.
And you have to excel.
Yeah, and that's also
and
an
if you
indication.
don't excel, you don't go anywhere.
It's also an indication that like people, like the situation in America is changing, or has changed over time.
Which
you know,
I hear you hear these cries. We need more of this. We need more of that. Well, if you need more of that, then bring me some people that are qualified to do it.
Yeah.
You're not going to throw a guy. You're not going to throw a guy in a NASCAR track that doesn't have experience. All you're doing is causing a wreck.
Yeah.
You know, you're wasting money. So you gotta.
I'll be honest, Walter. NASCAR is totally useless to me.
Well, most sports are.
Yeah.
Think about it.
I mean, it's got cars. I just think, you know. I mean, let's make it like a death race or something. That'll be interesting. Let's make it you go around that circle as fast as you can, and you could have like little rockets, machine guns. You could drop spikes out
Isn't there a movie?
You don't remember when NASCAR, when you drove what you brought.
Yeah.
Then same with IndyCar. That was a death race then.
Actual stock car racing?
Right.
Yeah.
Back in the old days, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I know there's the big wheel. I forgot. Someone's going to tell me that it happens in Gainesville all the time with the big engines and stuff like that, where they're trying to go drag racing. Yeah, and I know there's some black people in that sport.
Well, yeah, I mean,
you know, I've seen some of the guys. I think I've met some of those guys.
Motorcycle racing, a lot of drag racing motorcycles. Black brothers like to do that. You know, I mean, you can't explain why they like to do things.
Yeah. I don't really know. Look, honestly, I don't really. You know what? Okay, here's the sports I know I like. The ones with the hot ladies.
Beach volleyball.
Beach volleyball. That's good.
College beach volleyball. Gymnastics.
Gymnastics. That's my number one.
When UF puts on gymnastics things, I always tell Marley, we could go. She can get free tickets. I'm down.
I'll go with you if Molly doesn't want to go. I'll go with you.
She's
we just pretend we're scouting or something like that.
Yeah, listen, I'm here for.
Listen, yes, those are the kind of things that, like, I'm interested in things that go in that direction. Because really, to me, sports is like, you know. I mean, honestly, I'm not even interested in competition shooting, to be honest. Right? It's just not one of those things that like moves me.
It's like watching the grass grow.
Triathlon's pretty. I mean, the biathlon when they ski and shoot, that's pretty freaking up. That's pretty freaking up.
Yeah.
I liked it in James Bond. You know, it's cool. But I mean, I don't know. Those kind of. I'm not a big like sports type of person, man. The competition. I don't like competing with other dudes. You know, I'm just not into that. That's just like a lot of sports is competing, trying to show dudes that you're better than them.
Hell
so
yeah!
Just doesn't.
Well, that's what you are doing.
Doesn't interest me. Just doesn't interest me, you know. Just one of those things. Motorboater, and I'm not trying to go on to another thing, but Motorboater says, anyone see Coleon Rogan today. I was looking at that actually before we started all of this.
How did he do? What they
I saw about 15, 20 minutes. They talked about. I think Joe Rogan said he invited him on because when this whole gun thing kicked up recently, like everyone's buying guns and all that kind of stuff, he thought about Noir, and he said, hey, this would be a great time for him to come back on. So they were talking about that. I think they were talking about when I ended it so we can start getting ready for the show, they were talking about this shooting that happened in Atlanta, and Rogan was trying to get, you know,
Did we talk about this yesterday?
I think this is the shooting that happened at the Wendy's with the guy that got into a fight with the cops.
Now they burned down the Wendy's, and now some locals have occupied the property with firearms and harassing the
anybody that tries to drive
in the neighborhood. So that needs to be stopped too. So. Because if you can't carry on your daily life because somebody wants to be Joe Badass, that needs to be quelled. Sorry.
Yeah. I think there was a third shooting in the occupied zone.
There was, and the mayor is finally turning into, I don't want to have this here anymore.
After she let it happen, it's her fault.
After she let.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That whole thing, I think there's a plan supposedly to dismantle that Chaz Chop Zone or whatever it is.
Good luck.
So, as I've told you guys, I believe that they're going to have to pay those people off. And when I was looking at the news about the plan, they were negotiating with people.
I told you, yeah, you're right.
So
I think they ought to just recreate Tiananmen Square.
City.
We'll see what happened there. Brick says they arrested the lady who started the Wendy's fire. Wasn't that chick the guy's girlfriend or something like that?
Yeah, she's connected to somebody. Yeah, she needs to do time. These people need to be taught a lesson. Sorry. Old school lesson.
Yeah.
Hard time, baby. Hard time.
Hang them.
Well, you know what?
By the way, I think the girlfriend was one of your people.
She was.
What do you mean by that?
I don't care what people she's.
I'm just saying. I'm just telling you.
I don't give a fuck what people.
I'm not saying that you
opportunity. I mean, it.
Did you hear how they tracked her down?
Huh?
Did you hear how they tracked her down?
Didn't they get? Don't they have video of her like buying the stuff or something like that?
No, they looked at photos of her. They found her T-shirt was a kind of, it was rare-ish to the sense that it came from one.
Where she bought it from? They tracked
one online store, a particular Etsy store.
Mm-hmm.
So they went to Etsy and said, "We need the records of who bought these T-shirts."
Mm-hmm.
And she also had very specific tattoos, and they tracked her down on her Facebook page because they've had a list of names of who bought the T-shirts and names of Facebook people, and went, "Oh, that's the same person with the tattoos."
And that's just plain old school detective work. That's all it is.
Yeah. Nothing special there.
And like I always say, keep yourself free of all those identifying marks.
Yep.
Because once you mark yourself.
Yeah. Len Holt says she's probably Cuban. Just saying.
Well, then she hangs like everybody else hangs. I mean.
Boy.
I don't have any.
Listen, there's a lot. That whole situation, I think, is the more I look at the stuff out of that, it's a little bit different, and that's what Noir was saying. That I think Rogan was saying to him, well, they're saying that he shot this guy in the back, and Noir said, yeah, but if the guy was turning and pointing something at them,
a taser at you,
then he would wind up getting shot in the back. I recommend everyone go look at the Joe Rogan thing. And then I think it's it's a good thing that Joe Rogan's inviting Noir back on. I think he's a very appropriate representative of the gun community when he goes out there and talks about stuff. Another thing they were talking about is the stunt. So like Joe Rogan said that they're saying that the cop should have known that the stun gun was inactive because it was fired twice. And I believe that Noir was saying, yeah, but when the guy pulled the trigger on it, it made a sound. So if it makes a popping sound, if you're in a situation like that, which is true. Like, I remember looking at the footage, and you could see when he pulled the trigger, there was some kind of, like, puff or something like that coming out of that thing. If it did that and it made a sound, your brain processing that can't go, oh, listen, I know that It got fired once, and then it got fired twice, and then it's probably not even going to do it. Your brain doesn't work like that. It goes, this guy's running away from me and pointing something at me. Here's my opinion. If you just kick the cop's ass and you're running away, keep running, dude. Keep running. There's no reason. Like, what? How does your brain go? Like, so the whole premise of this is that he was scared of going back to prison.
Oh, that's the story they all say.
I'm just
fucking common. It's pathetic.
Right. Okay, but I'm just walking through the thing. If he was that, if he was that intimidated or worried about going back to prison,
don't be driving drunk.
Well, so let's say
beating on your kids.
Well, let's say he got into this fight with these cops, right, and disarmed them of that stun gun, and he was running away. Keep running, then.
They already know who he is. They're gonna catch him.
Yeah, keep running if that's the thing that you want to do, but.
There's video. You've seen the video that's away from the scene that shows him turning back and pointing back at him.
Yeah, that's what I was just talking about.
It's 100% justified.
Absolutely, there's not going to be.
There's nothing to be argued about. There's no charges need to be filed. Nope. It's all a bunch of crap. Okay. Once you said why, if you know you're going to go back to prison, or you got a DWI is not going to put you back to prison.
Yeah,
even
I don't
if you're
think.
on parole,
I don't
it's
think,
not going to put you back to prison.
Yeah, I don't think it would have been that. It would have been anything serious. They might have let him go right there. They might have checked him out and said, "Okay, if the girlfriend was there or she came down or something, they might have said, "Hey, go about your business." Huh?
They were attempting to make an arrest when he.
Yeah, he tried to talk his way out of it, and he kept talking and talking and talking.
Said
and
no.
The cop does the breathalyzer thing, or whatever. He's failed it, and they're going to cuff him, and that's when he does his freak out.
Yeah, so, but from what I saw, they were trying to be nice and do
very
all that
peaceful.
kind of stuff.
There was nothing. I watched the whole thing. I'm going.
But ultimately, what are you going to do? You'll be in there for 24 hours, 48 hours. It's not.
It might even be that long.
Yeah, it's not a thing. When you kick the cop's ass, now that's assault. And there's a whole bunch of things. So at that point right there, huh?
Did you see with a deadly weapon? The same prosecutor brought charges against another cop who was using a taser and was claiming that the taser is a deadly weapon.
Right.
So
yeah, I saw that.
If we follow these same
they don't see. There's a double standard in a lot of places. So
because now he's trying to say, "Well, you didn't have a deadly weapon. You shouldn't have shot him." It's like, well,
so when people start squealing about things being equal in justice, let's make it equal. I mean, don't squeal about things that aren't. The same thing would have happened to me if I would have ran and turned back. It wouldn't have made any difference. I would have got shot too. So, but all you gotta do is just stop fighting. Just stop.
Quit being squirrely when a cop's on you.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, how many times do you have to see
Did you guys ever look at the Boondocks? Anyone on this panel other than me look at the Boondocks?
I've watched it.
So the young side over here says yes. What about the old curmudgeonly side? No.
No.
Never.
What is it?
I know what the Boondocks are.
Oh wait, you don't want to be. You want to be labeled as a curmudgeon?
I know where the Boondocks are.
Down in the Boondocks.
Yeah.
No, there's an episode of the Boondocks where there's this guy on there who he's actually, I think in the show he's a prosecutor or something like that. But he's afraid to be arrested and go to jail because he doesn't want to be anal raped.
He doesn't want to be raped. Yep. I remember that episode. Yeah, he's like,
So
and then
he's
they're
scared.
like, you gotta face your fears. So they put him, they make him, follow the kids to the jail program or something?
He's afraid of that. So the whole reason why I'm going through this, Walter. See, Walter's, you're offended because I called you a curmudgeon?
No, I'm not.
Anyway, listen, Walter. The whole reason why I'm saying all of this is if you already went to jail and you already got the AR, let's just call it the AR. You already got the AR. Like, why? Like, come on. It already happened.
Listen, it's already been stretched out. You're ready to go back.
It's too late.
Once again,
I don't know. Yeah.
He would have been in and out. And then it would have been, okay, you go to DWI thing, here we are again. Here he is again. He's been there before. They knew who he is. Here we go again.
Point a weapon at a law enforcement officer, you lose your rights to life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness.
Yeah, Brian Quick saying he was on parole, he would have been held without bond until a hearing and all that
DWI?
kind of stuff. So
too fucking bad.
He might have already been on parole or
That's life
whatever.
in the big city. Sorry, I mean, come on.
Don't beat your kids. Don't drive drunk. What else
Don't
do we
punch
need
your
to
wife. Don't. I mean, there's basic stuff,
What do we need to tell you here?
How many times do you need to be set free?
Listen, every situation is not the same, but if we don't learn how to approach things and be analytical about what we see, especially when it's not us. So I think we're saying in this same context that when you're in the middle of something, when you're actually the person in that situation, it's tough to, to Monday, is it Monday night quarterback? I guess. Yeah. It's tough to Monday night quarterback that whole thing, or Monday, I don't know, whatever.
Want me to tell you what you do?
Armchair quarterback.
Yeah, armchair quarterback it. Yeah.
Yeah, Hank clearly is not the sports guy, right?
But okay, here's what I'm trying to say. If you're in a situation, you typically, everyone just reacts, right? And if you get a perfect storm, everything goes wrong. Your side, their side, everything goes wrong. Bad things happen. But those of us who are not in that situation, we have to learn how to look at things and analyze it and realize that not every single situation is exactly the same as every other situation. There's all these different things that are going on there. So
it's true. When you're a prior convicted felon and you're beating people and then you get drunk and drive and get caught, it's going to be a different situation than me getting a speeding ticket. Mm-hmm. Pretty sure you're right.
Or if I think like I'm not. What was the story? Someone said I saw someone in the chat say that he fell asleep in the drive-thru.
He was he was asleep in the drive-thru at the Whitney's. Yeah, he was passed out.
Yeah, so and if they try to move you and you don't move, it's likely that cops could get involved in that situation. And
sure, no, good call.
I mean, if you're drunk driving and you're behind the wheel and you fall asleep and you take out someone's family, then what's the I mean, there's just so many things that could go wrong here that ultimately, unfortunately, we live in the world, so bad things happen, and we don't want them necessarily to happen, but everything's not the same.
If it was true that he was let out because of COVID, he shouldn't have been on the streets anyways. Should not have been on the streets.
These people who let these people out of jail, they need to be put in jail.
No, they should let them out of jail. They ought to say, okay, you want to get out, fine. Bang, round in the back of the head, you're out. Next.
Okay, we don't agree with that here. Everyone doesn't agree with that sentiment.
If these masks are so wonderful, like they want to put on you,
give them
put them on the lovely little prisoners.
I mean, how much more social distancing you can get when you're in social isolation?
Well, here's what I don't understand about letting people out of jail over the COVID-19 thing. So with all this AR going on, there's lots of AIDS, I'm sure. Nobody's worried about that. But hey, there's a flu. You know what? We'll let them all out. So now, every time there's a flu, everyone's getting out of jail?
No, wait, the prisoner has an AR? No. It was AR. Oh God.
Next.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. Maybe that's one of those things that would have saved you. You would have been in jail, but you'd be alive. You might have gotten COVID-19.
Now here, you're in jail, sitting there, and they let you go. Me, the way I think, I'm saying I'm going to stay away from everything bad.
Yeah.
I don't want to go back to that place.
People don't realize judges have so much power. If you were to go, look, you've let me out for 6 months on house arrest or whatever. I've been really, really good. Why don't we continue this? Go down that route. Don't go down the route of let's get drunk and drive.
Yeah. Let's go beat my wife up or something. Yeah. Let's see what happens. Yeah.
It's a lot of crazy.
Where's that sign you got, Richard? Where's that one about stupid?
Oh, the signs. The signs are coming out.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah. Can't fix stupid. Okay, there you go.
Here, Walter, this is for you.
I didn't do anything to you. Leave me alone. Come on.
You asked me to get up.
You better keep that right there where you can reach it. You're gonna need that a lot more in this conversation. Let's see, what else do we want to get back? Oh, someone says, Kermit Loves Bacon says it's Monday morning quarterbacking. Okay, there you go.
Yeah,
I knew it was something. Why didn't you guys? How come you guys couldn't tell me this, huh?
Listen, I said armchair because sitting in your armchair service may vary according to my mood and your attitude. Well, that's life. That's true. That is very true. That's life.
Yeah.
But yeah, armchair quarterbacking too. You're sitting in your lazy boy with your arms up, and you're like, oh yeah,
Throw it that way.
that coach should have threw the football instead of punting. I mean, whatever.
Yeah. Philo says, I once fell asleep driving on the freeway, spinning around the dirt-sanded divide when I woke up. No cops around, thank God.
Well, you're lucky to be alive. You're lucky to be alive,
Philo. Right now you need to lock your own self up and put yourself in self-incarceration. No.
Falling asleep is different than being drunk and passing out. So.
Yeah. The worst thing that could have happened, I had a friend of mine that was driving drunk and took out an entire family, mother, father, kids.
Straight to the tree.
Yeah. No, well, see what happened, this was, I used to work at this country club, I used to work at this country club, and he was my friend was the manager, and all the members of the club put money together and got him lawyers. So he never did any time for that, but it didn't solve his drinking problem either, man. He lost his license, which I don't know what that means, but he was messed up for the rest of his life because now you got to live with that too. So I think he should have done some. I think he should have at least done some jail time. Yeah.
That bullet to the back of the head would have solved his problems.
Bruce Ludman says AR with ass missiles.
God, that's your new prison defense.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else?
We should make a T-shirt.
Trying to see, what's going on with gun news.
Yeah, come up with some stuff. You guys all wanted to do this. I'm just here trying to keep everything. I'm trying to keep Walter and Richard from tearing each other apart.
I'm not tearing.
We're not going to tear each other apart.
This will be the war of the tampons. The war of the tampons.
Bullpup news. Second article on TFB.
The U.S. troops get grips with British bullpups.
TFB. Hold on a second. Let me see.
The Brits are the only ones that can take a good design in the AR-180
and destroy it.
Fuck it up. It worked perfectly before they took it, and then they ruined it.
You know what would be cool to build? Take an AR-180 action and build it into the SA-80.
Yeah.
And it would probably work really well.
Let me try to throw this up here. Hold on a second. I'm making arrangements.
We gotta design something there, Walter.
Boom. Here you go.
Which brace they're banning?
All of the braces.
We talked about that a little bit last time.
And they're not actually banning anything. They're not banning anything so far as we know right now.
Yeah, but we don't know. Yeah. None of us know. The only ones that know is the ATF. Yeah. Your lady over there, you said retired, so you don't even know. You can't even contact.
I can't even get any dirt,
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all love the ATF on this podcast.
Yeah.
Disband the ATF.
As soon as they came out with those
disband it.
Like,
why
are they allowing this?
Then they went for them.
Yeah. Someone should make a reggae song, Disband the ATF. Right? That'd be a good reggae song.
Okay.
Let's see. Today's photo of the day sees U.S. troops stationed in Poland get to grips with some British small arms. Okay.
So they had to go all the way to Poland to get British small arms?
Yeah, the SA-80s. And then why can't we have these SA-80s in America?
Because they're POSs.
Yeah, you don't want one. You do not want one.
We got lots of crappy guns over here already.
If you want to spend a lot of money on a gun you can't get, try to find yourself a FAMAS, one of the civilian legal FAMASs. Go that route, because those things actually work. Do not get an SA-80.
$5,000 probably you get a FAMAS.
Yeah, about $5,000 you can get one of the civilian
What
FAMAS.
I'm waiting for is, there's another article further down on TFB. The India
AK.
are going to an AK type weapon to get rid of their INSAS rifle, the one that was domestically produced. And I'm hoping one day that those INSAS get cut up into parts kits.
What is it? I've never heard of an INSAS.
Yeah, it's a mixture of an AK and an FAL kind of. It's kind of a
abortion.
Well, I guess it never really. Yeah.
SAS rifle. Ooh,
But I want one still. I don't care.
What does it shoot? 5.56.
I think it was. It's either that or the AK round.
I'm trying to see. Oh, here you go. India's AK-203. It says the program is delayed.
Well, the Indians have as much problems as everybody else do. You know, it seems like when you read stuff about India. You know, but bless their heart. Bless their heart.
I'm trying to see.
Because I think they were going to get those from. Those are going to be domestically made or being in Russia. They might be made in Russia. Yeah, the Russian AK-203.
I like
They
them.
need to go bullpups here, man. That's my personal. I'll throw that article up there for anyone who wants to see it.
Do you think that the Americans will pick up the a bullpup that one I talked about last night?
Who's
Do you
paying
think
them
they're
off?
actually going to General Dynamics that?
Oh, the General probably not. I'm gonna say no.
It's not
Depends how
safe,
much-
so.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
depends how much General Dynamic pays the senators and the government,
Yeah, I don't think
generals, and
I don't know, man. Even
a lot of the people, the guys aren't gonna want to go to that. I could see that. You know, they just
no matter what they want.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Did you see this Hera Arms VRB pump action? That's also on there.
I did.
I saw that. That looks interesting.
Kind of a funky looking thing.
Yeah, Hera Arms makes some interesting, weird looking stocks and stuff like that. That looks cool.
It looks like it wants to be a lever action when you
Is
look
this
at the
supposed
grip.
to be
on
New
them.
York safe or something like that?
It's for Germany.
Oh, it's for Germany. Oh.
So, yes.
I guess, yeah.
It's got that 10-pound trigger that the New Yorkers love.
And
The thumb. Well, it's kind of looks like a thumb hole stock thing, but I don't know.
you see where the brain surgeon mayor of New York, I think he said that this is all because all this stuff is all going on because of guns. It's all guns problem.
Yeah.
It's all firearms problem.
Imagine being that stupid. Could you imagine? I could, like, how do you get by in life?
I don't think he's very popular in New York. I mean, I think the people of New York know better than all that. Right? And there's been a lot of murders. Like, this is one of the things I heard Rogan and Noir talking about, that the uptick in crime in New York, even though it's a place that's very restrictive on guns. So, what's the, you always blame it on somebody else.
I thought Chicago had
Politics
very
101.
strict gun laws.
Yeah, same thing with Chicago.
Yeah.
It's but we've got a problem here, and it's very difficult to talk. I could tell you guys the snippets that I made of oh man, I forgot her name. She was here from Chicago. Huh?
I know you're talking.
Yeah, Rhonda Ezel. Yeah, Rhonda Ezel. Those snippets that I made, all of those things got smacked upside the head by YouTube.
Well, because
her name's on a list.
Because you're a racist.
Yeah.
YouTube is what is racist. I mean, come on.
Richard just has got that. That was always
boom.
Always ready with that. Always ready.
Well, Richard's he's a product of his environment. Look at everything. Everything now is,
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
I'm not a racist.
This
I
is
hate
racist.
everybody.
This is racist. This is racist. Did you ever see? Did you ever see the Mummy 3? No, was it the Mummy 2? Mm-hmm. Mummy 2. In Mummy 2, there's this scene where the guy goes, "This is cursed. This is cursed. This is cursed." Just the same thing with the racist thing. Everything's racist.
Yep.
What you're gonna do is take away the. You're gonna push that so far that people won't listen anymore.
It's already
gonna make people numb to it.
Pringles are racist. They're in a white container.
It's seriously though. I think people are already getting.
It's already done. It's already. People don't even know the word. It's like, oh, here we go again.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Racist.
Let's figure out what's the new phrase that's going to replace that. Can anybody got any guesses? I don't, but I'm just saying.
Let's just make sure everyone knows that gun control is racist. Actually, it's
started out
actually racist thing.
Yeah.
I don't believe none of it. I really don't.
I saw somewhere Adam Smith says it's all Trump's fault. The second wave of Kung Flu is directly caused by Trump's rally.
Did you see them go ape shit last night about him calling it Kung Flu during the rally? You didn't see that? Oh my God!
No,
everybody, all the lefties were like, "Oh my God, it can't! How dare he say that?" That's exactly. That's racist.
It's racist.
Well, came from China. Deal with it.
Oh, buckshot's going off. By the way, smash the thumbs ups, people. Smash them. We got a lot of people in here. You guys need to smash your thumbs ups. I saw that there's going to be some European countries opening, but not allowing America in.
Who cares?
You know, like Americans can't go over there.
You're not missing anything. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
We got everything you need domestically.
Here, let me tell you what's going to happen. Let me tell you what's going to happen.
They're going to open up for the American money. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's all about the about the dollars, baby.
Everything is always about the bucks.
You know, when they don't get the tourist money, when they get in the cheap local tourist money that nobody spends any money, they want to have the Amerikanski with the good dollar. You know, they open it back up. And then, you know, okay, well, that's great. You know? No?
Yeah. I mean, you know, I think everyone, I think like you said, everyone will get over it real soon. Yeah. There's no way of stopping a flu on the planet. Unless maybe the dust from the Saharan deserts, that might help. That
enough napalm would work.
Maybe the Saharan dust desert will stop. Did you guys hear about that?
No. Yeah, it's coming over. Yeah,
you didn't hear about
that? That's not the first time.
Here, I'll throw this up on the screen for people who haven't been checking it. Massive Saharan dust plume now in the Caribbean Sea. It's a complete 5,000-mile journey from Africa to the U.S. this week.
That's why, what's it called? Daytona Beach has red sand, isn't it? Like, Daytona in the Atlantic coast has more red sand than the Gulf Coast.
Yeah.
Seriously, all that the clouds of Saharan dust make the sand redder than
I'm not
Gulf
sure.
water.
It says it's an expansive plume of dust from the Sahara Desert has surged into the Caribbean Sea. The dust is the thickest to move over the Puerto Rico area in years. It's forecast to complete a 5,000-mile journey to the U.S. Gulf Coast later this week. This Saharan air layer generally hampers tropical cyclone development, so we should have a muted hurricane season. And the dust-laden air also produces spectacular sunrises and sunsets. And you know what? That's all brought to you by Africa. You're welcome, Walter. You are welcome. When you're out there enjoying your Saharan desert sunset, just remember that. Thank you, Africa and Black Jesus. Boom.
Black Jesus.
You need to take your medicine, son. You need to take your medicine.
You know what? I'd like to see Vin Diesel playing the Black Jesus in the next. What was that movie?
You're not gonna like what I'm gonna say here, but he's not black enough.
Yeah.
If you're gonna have a black man play Black Jesus, you need a
Wesley Snipes. Let's get Wesley Snipes then.
Sure. Or what's the old basketball player with all the tattoos, whatever his name is.
Oh,
crazy old Kim Jong-un's favorite.
Oh, I know who you're talking about, but the
worm,
Dennis
Rodman.
Dennis Rodman. Yeah.
Dennis Rodman. He could be Black Jesus. Yeah.
Well, I mean, Vin Diesel could just go in blackface.
Oh God! No. Shit!
Drake already did blackface. It was not a good look. Believe it or not, like seriously, there was pictures out there of Drake. You know who I'm talking about, I'm sure.
He's Canadian.
Yeah, he's Canadian. He's also black.
He can't be black.
So he went darker black.
For some crazy reason, when he was younger, he was a model, and he did some kind of blackface thing because obviously he's like a light-skinned black guy. But when he got into this rap beef with Pusha T threw that out there. He made it the cover of his diss track to Drake. Brick says, "Wait, what? Jesus Snipes? I think Wesley Snipes would make a good Snipes. You know, I think he would make a good Jesus. He could like save you and kick your ass all at the same time."
Jesus wasn't about kicking people's ass. Now, come on.
No, you're thinking about Gandhi. You're thinking about Gandhi.
I'm thinking about a civilized Jesus.
Black Jesus was all about it.
Yeah. Listen, sometimes some ass needs to be kicked, Lord. Forgive them, because they know not how much ass kickings I'm about to get out.
That's when you use the force powers.
That could be the next series of Blade.
Yeah.
He could be Jesus.
I actually like the Blade movies. I thought the Blade movies were cool. Anyone else out there like the Blade movies? I liked them. The third one was batshit crazy, but I mean, the third movie is always crazy.
Mm-hmm.
The third movie is always crazy. It had
hack 'em up movies are always good.
Huh?
Vampire hack 'em up movies.
Yeah. The third one had Ryan Reynolds though, and Jessica Biel, who Jessica Biel's kind of she's cute. She's cute.
Kind of a has-been though, isn't she?
She's still going to the gym and everything.
No, I'm not saying that she doesn't look good, but as far as
I mean, she's no Jennifer Love Hewitt, but I mean.
Yeah, now you're talking.
CB says Black Jesus from Family Guy.
Was that Peter in blackface, or was there actually a Black Jesus character?
I don't know. I don't know if I saw that. I don't know if I saw that episode. We'll have to look at that. I know there was there was actually a couple of movies on Black Jesus. So there's
a TV series called Black Jesus from 2014.
Yeah.
I've never heard of this before. Okay.
Yeah. So, there you go. Let's see. John Parsons says Blade was good. Blade 1, really good. Blade 2 was all right. Blade 3, crazy. Pretty crazy, but it's a classic. It's a classic now.
Something that isn't in the news anymore about the wall. Trump tours the border wall as construction hits 200-mile mark. Boom!
Got done.
Well,
let me know when they finish it.
There's sections that they're adding on to what's already done and stuff too.
Len Holt says Jesus had an armed posse.
Okay, all right.
I know who should be Black Jesus.
What's that,
boy?
Old school Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, you're right. Boom, bingo.
And if you ever looked at what was the vampire movie? Was it Vampire in Brooklyn? I think Vampire in Brooklyn.
Something like that.
In Vampire in Brooklyn, if you remember that movie, he had like long hair. Yep. I think he was kind of going for a Black Jesus look.
Yeah.
Whenever I see that.
Same outfit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I could just see that right now. Eddie Murphy, long hair, and a purple leather tight suit.
Strutting around on the stage. Like he did.
Yeah.
Bless
Adam Smith says, I don't know, the Black Israelites told me I was lied to about our white Jesus.
Oh, God,
yes,
the Black
that's
Israelites.
True. No, all kidding aside, Jesus was a brother, so just deal with that. I know Walter's having a tough time accepting it, but
Hank's a Black Israelite.
I understand that he wasn't a white guy like me, as somebody like to portray him all the time. But
I mean, listen, he was Jewish, so.
And?
I mean, in that time, in that place in the world. Also, the same thing with Moses. Moses was also a brother. I mean, everybody in the Bible, basically.
Okay.
But remember, Moses was supposed to have passed for the son of Pharaoh.
What I was just about to say. What do you think?
And here we go. Here we're gonna go down.
I'm asking Hank's opinion. What do you think about the Egyptians?
The
Where do the Egyptians hail from?
Egypt is in a place called Africa. You might have heard about it.
It ain't the same kind of Africa you're thinking about.
There's a difference between what it is today and what it was then. For sure, there's the rulers liked to bring in some lighter skinned people, but Egyptians are African. They are very dark skinned people, typically. Okay, and of course you have a mix there race wise, but most Egyptians are African.
They're go to Africa.
The dark skinned people. You can't be in that part of the world and be your complexion, Walter. You wouldn't make it.
I don't think you would go to Egypt and start calling them brothers.
See how close they were to Syria? Anybody?
They're not.
Listen.
It's like saying.
I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, but they may not want to be.
We live on the North American continent, right?
Yeah.
Do you call the Eskimo up in Alaska a brother? I mean,
I don't.
No, well, you know what I'm saying?
The Eskimos
definitely different races, different.
Yeah, Eskimos are definitely non-white people.
How close are you to Saudi Arabia and Jordan, Lebanon? Just saying. There's a land bridge right there.
Yeah, all of these are people of color. Of course, people might not want to. They might not want to be referred to that, but that doesn't. That's.
Hank's gonna go in. Yeah, my brother. They could be like, oh
yeah, right.
Oh, I know that. Listen, trust me, I know this. I know a lot more Egyptian people than you guys do. Who is this? Carcane says, "Laugh out loud. Egyptians aren't dark skinned." If your idea of Egyptians is only from the movies, you got problems.
I understand. People out in the sun get dark skin.
Typically, there's a couple of. So listen, if you go to any country, including in Africa, Egypt's in Africa, but let's say you go to West African countries, right? You're going to typically find that the people who have the most money, the leaders, and all that kind of stuff, they tend to, be very attracted to lighter skinned people. This is just a thing that, that happens. So that has nothing, like the majority people ruling have nothing to do with, or what the people who are ruling look like, okay, have nothing to do with what the people of the country actually look like. Okay?
Better not go over there, Walter.
So
they'll sex you up.
Yeah. They'll have you pregnant and barefoot.
Some ARs.
I can comment on things, but it just. I'm gonna keep my tongue tied.
Yeah. Now, dude, listen. That's just the reality of it.
Well, I was gonna say, look at the Obama administration and all his buddies. And what you just said is true.
Mm-hmm. This is a thing that
every one of his cabinet members, the black ones, have all a lighter skin color.
Well, this is a thing that a lot of black men who become successful have this issue. I'm not saying all of them, but a lot of them have that. Look, my dad had this issue. My dad always told me, because I always asked my parents always fought, right? So when I was a kid, I would ask my dad, like, why did you ever do this? Why did you get married to my mother if you really didn't like her? And he told me that he did it for me. And I was like, why? What you mean you did it? My mom's Indian. My mom's Indian, and he said he did it so that his kids could be mixed, and he thought that was a thing. My dad looks, he's obviously Guyanese, but he looks more African. He looks like a Nigerian, for example. So, and he would tell me that, and I was like, you know what? It wasn't worth it, dude. We would have these conversations all the time. There's lots of black men that see, like, okay, I'm successful. I'm gonna like get with a real light skin or even a white woman, and then my kids, this will be like some kind of symbolization of my success or something like that. I've seen it a lot. It's a thing that exists, but that doesn't have that. That's what I meant when I said that you'll see that amongst, and I'm sure that in Egypt, they looked at it the same way. Like, this is a demarked thing that could go, oh, this person's different from the rest of us because of their complexion and maybe their royalty or special. And you saw it here in America from slavery, and even now, that there's people who are separating out themselves as black people by, this is light skin, this is dark skin. Oh, you think you're better than me? One of the things that my father didn't realize will become a problem is that I would go through a lot of that, because a lot of my relatives, a lot of his people will be pissed off at me because they thought, oh, you think you're better than us because you're just based on your complexion. So.
Well, that's
when you just look at them and say, yeah.
Well, I mean,
no, I don't believe that. Yeah. But that's based on the people's own insecurities and the way that they think about things. And the way that they see stuff, I personally don't see things that way. I think my wife is beautiful, and one of the things that makes her beautiful is her dark complexion. So, yeah. But some people have issues. You know what I mean? Well, so, yeah. DCG says that's kind of messed up. There's lots of messed up things in this world. You just don't know about it.
Len Holt says, are the Israeli calendar girls sisters? No, they're not.
People in Israel are a mix of a lot of different things.
There's a lot of European influence in a lot of Eastern European Russians and all went to Israel after World War II and stuff.
But the original Jewish people are very dark-skinned people. So,
all those people over there are dark skinned.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to, they all look the same. And a Muslim looks someone who's from there originally, not somebody that came from Eastern Europe. Or they all kind of look the same when you put them in a room, except for the fact they have a different religion. They want to kill each other.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at movies, a lot of times, like, there's a lot of actors who are actually, like, Israeli actors, but they'll be in movies, you'll see them playing a terrorist or, playing someone who's, not conflating the two things, but someone who's Muslim or someone who's Indian.
There's a lot of Jewish actors that play a lot of bad guys.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I mean, but
it's called money.
It's called Hollywood. Let's be honest. I saw Pierce Brosnan playing a Native American Indian in a movie.
And I have no problem with that. Some people have a freak out. It's like it's acting. Hello. It's acting.
But I can guarantee you that Nefertiti didn't look like what's the name of that purple-eyed chick? What's her name? Elizabeth who? Taylor. Yeah. Remember in the movie? No. Yeah, that had nothing to do with reality.
No.
Right there. Yeah.
No. They kind of know what Nefertiti looked like. There's statues of Nefertiti, and those people didn't. Yeah,
but it was Hollywood. That's how it went.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're not going to put some unknown Egyptian woman and play in when you're trying to bring money.
I mean, and let's be honest. If we look at this, if we go back, if you look in Rome, right? If you look at the statues and the artwork that they did, like the Catholics, and I know people are going to get offended, but if you look at the stuff that all the artwork and the statues and all that kind of stuff, very homoerotic. First of all.
White women
should show you something, and then secondly, they had these artists make these depictions of Christ and other people to look more like them, and then also look, very homoerotic. So there you go.
Well, that was one of the things that killed the Roman Empire. First thing, drinking wine out of leaded containers, and secondly, they fucked anything that moved, and that's being very blunt about. They did, so. And including animals and everything else, and that all. How do you think all the syphilis and every other thing got? Bingo. And and then the Mongols showed up and killed them all. So,
Armament and Axis says Wonder Woman was in the IDF and looked hot in her uniform.
I'm not saying anything against.
Yeah. There's lots of different people.
I follow some of the IDF chicks on Instagram.
I know you do. You follow all chicks.
It's like the
meme. It's like the meme that Patrick sent me this morning, which I saw it before he sent it to me. But what was that? Where was that meme? I don't know if I could show that. I think I could. You want to pull that thing up you were sending me this morning?
Hold on.
Actually, let me see. It might be on my phone. Hold on. I want to surprise you guys with this one. This was.
Oh yeah, the guy that solved racism.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me see.
He has successfully ended racism.
Yeah, hold on. Let's see if I could pull it up here. Okay, here we go. I have it on my phone. I will share it with you guys.
This is so the folks here on the panel.
So there you go. So here's the picture. You guys will see this in a second. So it's a white guy with a beard. He's got a sign. He says, "I love titties." And then
underneath it says,
"Any color."
Any color.
Well, hey, come on.
It's true. Truer words have never been spoken.
That's right. You got
That's
got
like
dust and cocoa powder. All good.
I'm not prejudiced. I hate everybody.
That's right.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, come on, man.
Yeah.
I like that sign.
About it.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a new concept.
Yeah.
It's not.
Kathleen Music Lover is being facetious, I'm sure, here, but she's saying movies in the 1950s were all true. Jesus was Scandinavian. You know what?
Could you imagine pale white Jesus? Blonde hair, blue eyes.
Oh, no, that's not.
I don't think that when we look at movies about Vikings and all that, I think the Vikings do. I don't think they exactly look like what we see in the movies.
Okay. Yes, but you got to remember there weren't no brothers with the Vikings. Okay, let's get this squared away.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that
they were
it's
light-skinned
movies.
white folk. They're dark-complected hairs. The Vikings, once again, they raped and pillaged everywhere they went. So they kind of spread the DNA everywhere they stopped their boat.
Yeah.
Until the the reason we have the English and the Scots all have castles. Castles were built to keep out the Vikings.
Yep.
And once the Vikings can't bring a catapult on their boat, so they were pretty much out of business.
Yeah. I think back in the days when all of these, regardless of what race it was that was running the planet at the time, and there was a time when Africa was running much of the planet, right? That's all gone through all kinds of different cultures. I know. Go ahead and screw up your face, Walter. If you study history, you'll find that out. You'll find that to be true.
I don't.
DCG 44.
They ran Africa.
DCG 44.
No, that's not true. Africans were more than Africa.
They ran. They reached into the Middle East and stuff.
Oh, okay. They reached out even to Europe at times.
Let's just say this, okay? If you grew up in a climate that was hot all the time, you never had to worry about being frozen. You are not going to end up in Scandinavia.
Yeah, I'm not saying that Africans were in those places dominating, but Africans first of all, some of the you can Google this, you can Wikipedia it if you want to. The richest man ever so far that they've ever tracked on the face of the planet was African, ever. So I'm not saying that they necessarily went out and conquered everyone, but slavery, as we said before, reaches out to every race. There were white slaves brought to Africa. How do you think the Egyptians were getting all those white chicks to lighten up, the offspring or whatever? How do you think that was happening? How was that happening?
They went out and conquered places. The Egyptian armies went out and did what the Vikings did.
Yeah, and there was also a slave trade. Slave trades go in all kinds of different directions.
Did you see the thing I shared on Facebook today about the Irish being sold? That the British sold the Irish?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And that was before, that was before the blacks were exported out of Africa.
Yeah. If you research the Bronze Age and see who was running things in the Bronze Age, you might be surprised. I've studied all that stuff. Look, this is what we do as human beings. We've all done this, and we still continue to do it. In every place on the face of the planet, including right here in America, there's still frickin' slavery going on.
Yep.
And people are still doing nonsense. I mean, before we were all worried about the COVID-19 and all this bullshit, people were looking at what was going on with, what the hell was the name of the guy that was going to the Bahamas? Epstein, yeah. Everyone was all up in that, and the connections to that, and the wealthy people at this time, and what those people were up to, and how they were dominating.
They're still up to.
Yeah. Bruce Ludman says, did they have gills? Bruce.
Yeah.
You also got to remember
Bruce,
the white.
You really
people...
want us to go down that path?
No.
Do we really?
Not again.
Do we really have to revisit the gills conversation? We already proved this.
Yeah.
This is already accepted. This is already
It's scientific fact at this point.
Yes.
Yeah, here's my gill. You see this gill right here? This pops open any beer you can get your hand on. So, right there. That gill will do it. My kind of gill.
Yeah.
30 millimeter Gau 8 round, by the way. Boom.
Yeah. Adam Smith says right now in Libya they're selling slaves. Haven't heard BLM talk about that. All over the world, it's unfortunate. It's the worst. To me, slavery is like the worst thing. It's the worst thing.
And the thing that's bad about it here in this country is it's overlooked because we have a bigger issue. We have slavery. Yeah, and it's like no, there's a lot more people. It's
there's a lot of horrible things. Listen, everyone very quickly forgot that in China, not too long ago, during the COVID-19 situation, black people were not allowed in McDonald's. Did you remember that? Do you remember seeing that thing? Remember that little thing here? Can we put all those Antifa people on some planes and fly them over to China to start ripping stuff down, tearing things up?
Please do.
If they
you know
want
why?
to see
Because
what
we'd be done with them
racism
then.
is like,
the Chinese would get rid of them. Please do it. Please.
Yeah. But honestly here, I'm not, this is all kidding aside. If you take time to research history, we've always done this to each other regardless of like, who it's like the golden rule. Whoever had the gold made the rules.
Makes the rules.
And we've all done this stuff. We've all like conquered and enslaved each other and done terrible things. And we have to figure out how to move past that if we really want to make the world, like, truly make things a better place and fix stuff and just move on. And one of the things is we've got to be able to talk about it, and we have to be able to look at history and not get mad and start destroying everything and burning stuff down and all, you know.
This is not about
that's going on.
This is not about fixing things. It's not about. No. It's about destroying. It's what communists do. Bottom line. Look at everybody's a communist gun. They do exactly what they're trying to do here. And unfortunately, there's a lot of gullible idiots here that say, "Oh, you know, we got to be sensitive." No, you don't. Yeah. You be sensitive and dead.
We just have to be able to talk to each other like we are. We're not agreeing. I've never seen us all, like, not just here, right? Because we've all hung out in person. We don't freaking agree with anything when we're hanging out in person. Yeah. This same thing goes down when we're all talking to each other, that we talk over each other, we argue, everyone has their own point of view. And you have to be able to do that and realize, like, here are some people that you still care about. You're still friends. You still like talking to each other and discussing things and learning things. And maybe something like just gives you that, just a little, changes your perspective a little bit, because we're all living from our own perspectives. And it's a good thing, right? Because if you woke up every day and you were someone else, that might be a little dangerous. But if you learn how to see things from other people's perspectives sometimes, you know, that might help you grow. So.
And if you'd all just learn to agree that I know everything and whatever I say is right, things would be much easier.
I would really worry about a world run by you.
Yes, you're right. I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy.
Can you imagine how batshit crazy that world would be?
I don't know, man. We'd all have machine guns. I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy.
Well, okay, yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
It's called MAD. It's mutually assured destruction. It works.
Yeah.
If you know you're going to get killed and the other guy knows he's going to get killed, peace is very easy to have.
Yeah. I always think about this. What if there were aliens looking at us and they said, you know how we're going to solve everything? We're just going to pick one of these human beings and we're going to make them in charge of everybody else.
That crazy bastard there.
Who is the human being that they could pick? Because there actually isn't one. This is why everything goes the way that it goes now. Because there's no one that should be in charge of everyone else. That's just not the way it should be.
All I want to be is left alone. Okay? That's all I want to be.
Leave me alone.
Yeah.
And I will do fine.
There's so many of us that just want to be left alone together. That's it. Just leave me alone. All of us in the same way.
If we choose to be together and be left alone, then we choose to be together and left alone.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The problem is the anti-FA people don't realize how big the crowd is. Just want to be left alone.
Wait. You pronounce it Antifa?
Yeah. It's like a disease.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. How do you guys pronounce it?
Antifa.
Antifa or Antifa?
Yeah. Yeah.
I call it Tommy's.
Yeah, okay.
Crap.
No, I like Richard's pronunciation, Antifa.
Sounds like some kind of disease, foot disease or something.
That's about what they are.
Yeah. Bless their hearts.
DCG says you don't have to agree with me. I can't force you to be right.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
And that's not necessary in the world. Do you guys think it's necessary to be right?
Right?
I am right all the time.
I'm
not sure what that even means. I'm always right.
You can't process that.
I never gave it too much thought, really.
Legend in my own mind.
Yeah.
I never give it too much thought. I got too many other things to worry about.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm never actually worried about being, I usually, if I'm right about something, I just get mad. So if I'm trying to, like, tell someone, like, so for example, with Lola, if I'm trying to tell Lola, this is going to happen, and she refuses to listen to me, then when it happens, she gets mad because she thinks I'm going to say I told you so, which I totally am. I'm definitely going to say I told you so. But I'm actually mad because it was like, okay, I really wanted to avoid this in the first place.
Yeah, like a firing pin.
No, that just can't be avoided. We are gonna run into no firing pins. Is gonna happen again.
As long as I have one somewhere, life is good.
Yeah.
And life is good.
It's gonna happen again, but it's also very funny.
Yeah.
It's also very fun. What did you think in the video about? Here's my favorite part of the video. If you guys want to talk about stuff, my favorite part is when I reversed the watermelon going back together. Did you guys see that?
I like that.
Yeah. Let me see if I still have that up there.
Because you can see the fireball coming out of the front of the gun too.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite parts of the video. Let's see if I can find it.
That's when I walked up to it and shot it.
Yeah, I think it's right here. Let me there we go. Let's see if we can get this to play here. So here's Walter. I'm showing you guys. Walter is shooting. This time he's got a firing pin in there. Boom! It goes up. Then here he goes. It's magic. Magical powers. Bam! That looks beautiful coming back together like that. There you go.
We are so spoiled nowadays. And what I'm gonna mean about that is having the ability to have this.
The phone,
make a slow motion movie.
Yeah.
You know, back when I started shooting and messing with stuff, you had to have a high-speed camera that probably cost 50 or 60
You guys
grand.
had cameras in the
That's all it
1800s?
Yeah, right. And then back in the old days, have you seen the film cameras that took? They would run through like thousands of feet in seconds of film to get. Oh.
If you think that's crazy, just imagine where phones are going. How long have we actually had these smartphones? Like what?
Well, I got a commentary
maybe
on
10 years.
10 years? Yeah, dude. Where's it going?
Well, they've actually kind of gone. It's about, and I've heard tech people say this. They've gone about as far as they can go.
Do you agree with that, Patrick? Yeah.
Ish. We're getting to the point where, so there's this kind of entropy point where you can only go so small. You can only put so much on a die. So remember, processors were massive, smaller. There's a point where you can only make a processor so small before electrical signals start messing with each other, and at that point, you have to start moving into what's the other type of quantum? You have to move into the quantum realm, which we haven't even got close to mastering.
Yeah.
In addition to that, and what it does. I mean, what else do you want it to do? Is it gonna jerk you off, or
I mean, if I can get it attached.
Oh, Walter, if you're gonna bring that up,
it's not. You can. I mean,
I can get an attachment right here to just
Well, okay,
Walter, don't ask a question.
Okay, cell phones were big.
Yeah.
And then cell phones were small, and now cell phones have went big again, and now there's this trend to make them smaller again because this is a pain in the ass to carry in your pocket.
Maybe we'll get cheaper. We might get cheaper.
Well,
I think
that cell phones, they used to give them away to get you into the thing.
Yeah.
And then they figured, oh fuck, we got to deal with the Chinese. We can't do that anymore.
Hey, how is it trending right now for cheaper? How is it trending? Which direction are phones going? Because it's not cheaper.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think it's so. I think if we're not, so once we reach that sweet spot, if we're already there, then there's going to be more competition. So, for example, I've had iPhones for a long time because they have, to me, better cameras and all that, and I still feel like the cameras are better. The way that it handles stuff, like so, that slow-mo stuff you saw was from my iPhone, right? And my actual cameras that I have, can't do that. Now my iPhone's probably twice the price of the camera, but my phone is, I've got that in my pocket and I do a lot of stuff with my phone. It's pretty much like my office. But I think that you can see the other guys getting better and better with cameras and all those kinds of things. I would love to see like better slow motion or whatever, but I guess like Patrick said, there's only so much we're gonna squeeze in.
I think specialized equipment getting cheaper would be awesome, because if I could go out and buy a true like slow-mo camera for less than 10 grand, which is happening soon,
I could slow it down where I can see that round entering.
That's what I want.
What does that cost right now? What does that cost to get a camera like
60
that? 60
grand.
That's not bad, because that used to be like $1 million. not too
Yeah,
long
but
ago.
if you're not doing it for something, using it every day for a living, you're wasting your money. I mean, it's like
if I get slow-mo everything I do in life, I'm
and I hate
I'm slow-moing everything.
Last thing I want to see is a cool machine gun going boom, boom, boom. Unless we're analyzing its extraction and engineering stuff. I don't want to see. I want to see just carnage.
Yeah, we get simple pleasures. Those watermelons. I mean, first of all, those watermelons were actually free. Shout out and thank you to the person who hooked us up with the watermelons.
Those were nice melons too. Big melons. Big, thick water juice.
Those are the best melons, the big ones.
Big old melons, any color.
Yeah.
Juicy
and red, when that thing went off and the red just like...
Yeah, well, it was
I'm
stringy.
Getting excited, all this talk about melon.
As Patrick said when he was eating the watermelon, it was pretty stringy, which was probably... That probably worked out for us video-wise.
Yeah.
That was some cool stuff. I when I was editing, I just sat there going back and forth like, oh, let me look at this again. Oh yeah, that's cool. So
I'd like to have a cell phone, a normal phone like this, where it worked like a sat phone. Yeah. Where I could go boop and I can get a connection anywhere.
Yeah.
Through a satellite. Now that's probably coming in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the networks they're putting up and stuff, but
I don't mind being able to call people from anywhere, but I don't want people to be able to call me.
I'm thinking of you need help. That's the kind of thing. I'm not worried about. I don't like to get calls when I'm in the middle of nowhere riding along. But if I need help, or something like that, it's nice to be able to connect, regardless of the cell tower stuff.
Yeah.
So.
The cops stop you after you leave Hank's place.
Yeah, exactly. You could say, "Hey Siri, I'm getting pulled over." Did you know that, Walt? That's actually a thing.
I don't like that serious shit. So I don't.
But that's
like
actually it's actually supposed to be a thing. I saw articles about this where they were telling people to set up their phones so that they could just say that, and then the phone would start recording everything. If you look it up, you'll see. So let me ask you this, and I'll start with Richard. What would you like to see from your phone? What would you like to, what technology or what feature would you like to see?
Oh, I know what I'd like to see. When I get the calls that say potential spam, I want the damn button where I can hit the button and their phone explodes. I mean, not a little explosion. I mean, blow their head off explosion.
I got to introduce you to some Israelis then, because they'd use that technique.
That's exactly what I'm laughing because that's exactly what I thought he was going to say. Oh boy. Okay, Walter, what do you want? What do you want?
That's a good idea, though, Richard. I do.
Patrick,
like
get to work on that.
Yeah. I would like to have it where you don't have to answer the calls. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
your phone can screen a lot of calls now.
Yeah, I mean, it says potential spam and junk like that.
Ignore.
I don't know. I don't use all the features on the phone anyway, so...
Yeah, I was happy when they came up with the block feature. I use that most often. Anyone who calls me that I don't like, immediately I'm like, and block. And they never call through. Patrick, what about you? What do you want? I don't know if Walter actually came up with one.
Want from a phone?
Yeah.
He wants a hand job.
Yeah, not Walter's idea. You can't use that one. No.
I can already go to Pornhub on my phone, so what else do I really need it for?
So you're good. You're happy.
I'm set. Yeah, what else do I need?
You know what I would like to see? I want my phone to be able to float up and follow me. My phone needs to become my cameraman. I think I would appreciate that.
I would like the phone. One thing, I'm doing stuff. I set my phone down and I say, "Oh, where's my phone? Where's my phone? God damn it, where's my phone?" It's like, because I hate when it's 90 something in the shop. This is like a heater in your pocket.
Yep.
It's out. Everything's out of my pockets as much as I can. So I'm always looking for my phone. Some way I don't know how you do this. I'd have to be chipped or something, right? And I'm not getting chipped.
Aren't they those things that, like, if you lose things all the time, you could put a little thing on it and then, like,
called a string.
You gotta. I've fallen and I can't get up.
Yeah, I thought there was something that you could
sat me down
track your remotes and stuff like that you lose all the time. You press a button and it beeps. But then you have to keep the thing that you press the button.
The button presser. What if you lose the button presser?
Yeah.
Walter, can you have your phone chipped?
I think it's been chipped already.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Do you have Find My Phone, which is totally useless in your house?
I used that the other day. Oh God, I actually did.
You did? You lost it?
Yeah, you guys don't know. Yeah, so it works really well if you sign into. Like, I have it on my MacBook, which I'm pretty sure I always know where a MacBook is. Way easier to find a Mac than it is an iPhone. Mm-hmm. So on the MacBook, you go to the find your phone thing, and you just tell it to play a noise, and then you just start searching the house until you hear the noise. No, I love it.
Yeah, so you gotta.
What if you're like me and you turn the volume off all the time?
Oh, well, yeah. Well, I'm on the show right now, right? So I'll turn it off, and then I'll forget, and then Hank's like, "You didn't answer my text." And it's like, cool, I got to turn the volume off. I can't hear the damn thing, you know, because I forget that. So there's probably a way you can turn the volume off on a timer. Is that possible?
There's Do Not Disturb. You can put Do Not Disturb on your phone. So I think you could set it like every night at midnight or something.
I mean, I get bitched out when it's on and it goes off during the show, and then I get bitched out when it's off and I'm not on the show. So there's no winning. I can't win. So
yeah. I mean, what can I say, Walter?
Well, you get the little switch on the side. You know, there's
I know, but if you're like, you don't turn the switch back on, you know.
Walter gets distracted. He gets distracted.
Yeah.
I'm done here. I'm going. I might be flipping. I'm turning on the YouTubes, doing some surfing, looking at some mini bikes. Yeah. You know, come on.
Is that what you call them, Walter?
Yeah.
Mini bikes?
Yeah.
Looking at some
the rest of us call it tatas.
There's so much of that mini bike on here that you can just all day long look at the mini bikes.
You know what? I wonder if we all have ADD? Is that a common thing? Probably, because I know Walter does. I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
Patrick, you for sure.
I can't.
You know, I know old school.
Richard, do you agree with this?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no,
I'm pretty sure.
Okay,
I know I'm like that.
I turn my phone on, and what pops up first thing?
Boobies.
What are you gonna do? I mean, how can you not get distracted?
Sorry, what are you gonna do? I look down, it's in my hand, and I
not
just
my fault.
I'm supposed to finish off.
It has nothing to do with what you look at all the time.
Oh man. Woo. Anyways,
see, look, Walter's already lost.
I know. I'm not bothered by these.
Already gone.
Gone. See ya.
Already gone. Already gone.
She's holding a gun, really? I don't even see that.
I heard you like to Tavor.
Yeah, bye. Yeah, I like your Tavor too.
Yeah, I carry my revolver, and single action says Walter needs a smartwatch. I don't like smartwatches.
Oh God! Imagine.
I don't need.
I broke a smartwatch by welding with it on.
Oh really?
Wait, you had one? You had an
Apple Watch that I broke.
Did you high frequency it or something? Is that what happened?
Spark came off before I had the nice welder and touched it, and it
shattered. So this happened. Did this happen with my welder that you borrowed from me and then sold it?
About just happened one day. I don't know what you mean.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh Lord.
DCG says I want my phone to be smart enough not to fall out of my shirt pocket when I bend over. Don't put it in your shirt pocket.
I don't put it in my shirt pocket.
Does anybody still use a hip clip, a belt clip for their phone?
No.
Oh, thank goodness none of you do. I saw someone the other day, my age, probably a little younger than me, with a belt clip on his with his phone, and I was like, "What the fuck? You have pockets right there that are perfectly good."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This is too big for a belt clip.
Yeah.
No, this belt clip's that big. Yeah.
I mean, you could, yes. Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
I have mixed feelings on that whole thing. If it's not in my pocket, then it's not making my. I won't set it down to get it out of my pocket if it's hanging on my waist. If it's in my pocket and I'm hot, I'm gonna take the thing out and set it someplace. So, whatever.
Yeah. Do you guys think we'll ever have orbs just like? Do you think we'll voluntarily have orbs following us around?
I don't want no fucking orb following.
No. Do you think that's going to happen at some point? Because I have a feeling it will happen.
There's going to be a lot of dumbasses that do it, but I ain't going to be one of them.
That's like the ones. Oh, I want to be chipped.
I don't want to be chipped.
The the episode of Futurama where they get the iPhones in their eyes?
Yeah.
I thought that wasn't that also in Black Mirror or one of those things? I saw that.
So as well.
Yeah, I think there was Huh?
I just know the "shut up and take my money" thing comes from that episode of Futurama.
Oh, okay. I think there was an episode of Black Mirror where all the people, everything you did was recorded and you could play it back.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole thing was, do you actually want people to see all the stuff you do?
No.
No. Definitely no. Gotta have buttons on those. I would like a nice orb that floats around and everything, so...
I don't need no...
If I'm making videos... No, for video purposes only. I need to be able to shut that off, pack it up, and it goes away, and there's no evidence of what I do.
I'd be yelling full way too often.
Okay.
Nope.
Brick says, I see implants before orbs. I'm not putting any kind of electronics inside unless...
You know what? You want foam titties?
No.
Yeah, they've been putting implants in girls' chests for years.
Yeah, I was just going to say, they've been doing that for
Hello, I can't hear.
Yeah, I gotta, which nipple is the one to talk into? Which should I listen to?
Oh, boy. There's been a lot of thought going into this.
You started the orb thing going. So if those are the kind of orbs you're talking about, yes, I'll take a pair.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of thought going into this.
Might get some myself.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
If she's a payphone, where do you put your credit card?
It's a swipe.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, boy.
Can you tell it's almost a 9 o'clock hour?
Yeah, it's getting real. It's going downhill
What are you
real
talking about?
fast.
We were like this at the 7 o'clock hour.
Real fast. It's a good thing. We're doing this because tomorrow is the last show for this week, and then we're going to take the rest of the week off. So you guys won't see us until Monday. So I don't know when, I'm guessing the next 2 weeks or so, we'll get into the 600th episode. So yeah, I mean.
Really coming up that soon?
Huh?
I just can't believe 600 is coming up that soon.
Yeah, man. Put in a lot of work around here. A lot of evidence on file about Walter.
That's okay.
Lots of evidence.
That's all right.
Lots of shenanigans. One day when we're all in the old folks' home,
that's it.
we'll be able to pull up the YouTube box.
I hope I'm not in the old folks' home the same time you guys are.
Oh.
Man, my life took a bad turn if I'm ended up there.
You might be
drinking.
Yeah, you might be in there in charge of us or something like that.
Oh, good Lord.
A bad, one bad career turn, man, and next thing you know, you're an orderly. me, Richard, and Walter.
I just thought about what this phone needs.
What?
You know how like on all the Star Trek and everything else they have you can project a holographic image.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So you could have a phone that's like a flip phone. Flip it open. Boing. There's your whole screen right there, projected.
Yeah.
You don't
I think
have
there's
to have
some things like that already, or something someone's working.
Well, I don't
on.
want to have to carry around a glass to project it on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
Good for porn.
Yeah, you wanted to project on. You wanted to project on air particles.
3D.
Yeah, you want it to be like the Princess Leia, what she had in R2-D2 type of deal.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Just put it up there in front of you, like make an imaginary keyboard. You can wherever your fingers are clicking. I wonder if that would help with carpal tunnel, if you have like a virtual keyboard that you're clicking on. Yeah, it's gonna get better. Listen, by the time they really come up with all that stuff, even Patrick is gonna be so old. He's gonna be like, "No, I'm not using it. I refuse."
That's you.
I'm already getting to that point.
Yeah.
I'm already getting to that point. When I was, 10 years ago, let's say 10 years ago, I would have been 20. I was all into getting like the hottest brand new phone. Every time one came out, I was like, man, I really want it. Look at this. It's got this screen. And now I'm just like, my iPhone 10, it works fine.
As you get older, it's like, oh, fuck that.
They released the new iPhone that has the thumbprint again, that uses a better chip, and it's cheaper. And I was like, I might go back to that because I really like the thumbprint, and I really miss, I really do not like the iPhone 10.
Yeah.
Just me.
Yeah.
But no, my this iPhone will last me the next couple of years as long as it's done
How
serving.
the hell do you tell what they are? I got an iPhone. It's a big one.
When did you buy it?
1963.
Last year because my battery exploded.
Probably
might be a 10.
maybe
Yeah.
It's an old one. It was the cheapest one.
I think
they
you can
had.
go to About. So I think if you open up your phone and you go to...
Yeah, it can tell you what you have.
Let's see. What is it, Patrick? Go to...
with Hank Strange coming at you.
Go to General. Go to General. Go to Settings. Go to General. Go to About.
Yep.
And then it's like mine's iPhone 11 Pro Max.
Mine's an iPhone 7 Plus.
Wow, that's old school. Yeah.
iPhone 7 Plus.
Oh, look at that.
Wow. Yeah.
You guys are twinsies.
Yeah. But it does everything I need. I don't need
Exactly.
I
miss the thumb button. I hate having the swipe up. I really like having you don't realize how much you miss the fingerprint ID until it's gone. And Face ID is just
What the
not.
hell is a fingerprint ID?
What, the little touch thing right at the bottom there.
You teach it your finger.
You don't have.
No, I don't think he doesn't
unlock
have.
it?
I don't know if that's
I
on
go
the
like
7.
this.
Yeah, right there. That's your finger.
Yeah, that's
You don't
your
have it
finger.
locked, I guess.
That's it.
Yeah, it's not locked.
That little
No,
ring.
I don't have any
Oh, you're
kind of
not using
lock
your
in it.
thumbprint. You're just using that for on and off.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you-
like it's thumbprint.
Yeah.
You know, my phone is either in my shop or my pocket, and I think I'm going to know if somebody's in one of those two places.
Yeah.
besides me.
It's gotten like that for me now too. Like, there's who's here. I work from home. Nobody's bothering me. Like, I know who can use my phone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't care if my wife or my kids picks up my phone and starts using it.
We did before we got married. We had a big step forward in our relationship.
When she could look at your phone.
She can look at my phone and I can look at her phone and we can unlock each other's. That was a big step forward, like 2 years ago.
Milestones.
That's what I do. She was the one.
Milestones for the millennials. And is
I don't know.
that when you gave away your penis?
That's it. Our penis.
Yeah, our.
I
Yeah.
don't even know where that ended up.
Okay. All right. So you know what? We hit 9 o'clock already. Thank God. Okay, so listen, let's wrap this up here. We'll start with Richard. If the folks out there want to connect with you, Richard, where should they go? How can they do it?
They can go to Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. I think I got a Twitter account. Some of the new things that are not making it, the video things that are kind of a flying turd. It's all a variation of BWE Firearms.
All right, awesome.
And you can email me at richard@bwefirearms.com or go to my website, bwefirearms.com.
Awesome. Let's go to Walter. What about you?
Me, I'm next. Yay.
Yes.
They're okay. Safety Hour Firearms is on YouTube and Facebook. There's safetyhourfirearms.com. There's stuntparts.com. Also, Dirtfoot Racing is on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. What am I missing here? There's some stuff over on Gunstreamer, Safety Hour Firearms, also on Means or Mines, however you want to say that. I guess that's pretty much it.
Yeah, you got a lot of stuff. Babyface P.
YouTube.com/babyfaceP. That's the best way to catch me.
There you go. Oh, it's so simple, And you put out a video yesterday.
Yep, video went live yesterday. Another one will go live on Monday.
There you go. Awesome. So on my part, you guys need to go to hankstrange.com, sign up for the email list. We've got lots of cool things going on over there. And shout out to Franklin Armory for sponsoring the show, as well as all these guys coming on here, which I will name here in a second. Let me see if the end part's gonna work. Oh, look at that. It's working today. I don't even know why. I don't even know what I did. But make sure you guys subscribe here to the channel. Ring the bell so you can be notified every time we go live. Once again, thanks to everyone for coming on. Babyface P doing double duty. Walter doing double duties. And, of course, Richard Hoffman from BWE coming on, hanging out with us. It wasn't so bad. It was almost painless. Almost. It was a couple of things.
We decided to go. Walter and I decided to go easy on you.
Oh, right. Sure.
We're trying to lull you into a
Bunch.
false sense security for next time.
Right, exactly.
And I'll use my bottle opener on you.
You don't like to go crazy if someone expects it. I get it. All right. Thanks for hanging out with us, guys. Remember, we'll be here tomorrow. Then we're going to take the rest of the week off. Make sure you follow these guys on their different social media. Keep up with them. Thanks for being here. We're out of here. Who wants the final word? Who wants it?
Buy some Street Bog stocks.
There you go.
Final word.
Oh,
I like that one.
bite me. There you go. Bite me for the people listening on audio. We're out of here. Peace.